Oh boy, has it been a hot minute since I have been on YouTube. Hello sunshines, my name is Mariah Rosie and today I'm going to be taking you on a tour of my Inktober sketchbook. Now I know what you're thinking, it's freaking December, what in the world are you doing, Mariah? You should have done this basically a month ago. I know, I was so unbelievably busy in November this year, so I never got around to really having YouTube as my priority, so yeah, I put everything kind of off, and now I'm finally getting around to things, so fun. Before we get into the sketchbook tour, here real quick, I'm just going to say, I made an Inktober zine. If you like all of the artwork that I made or whatever and you want it in your own hands, plus more, make sure to go to my Etsy shop and pick up this zine. It's really nice, thick, and it even has an ISBN number. How fancy. It's got all the poems I did for all of them in the back. It's got a little like preface or whatever of what I thought about Inktober, and of course it's got all of the wonderful artwork in full lovely color just for you. So pick it up in my Etsy shop or whatever, link is down below. Check it out, it's really cool. I think you'll like it. So anyways, let's get on to the actual sketchbook tour. Well bam, this isn't a sketchbook, but it's the first piece. So I decided to cut this piece out because I kind of messed up on it a little bit over on this edge, and day one was nature, and I went out of my way to do something a little bit different than what I normally do. I normally don't do, you know, like darker artwork or anything like that, so this was definitely a change for me and I really liked it. It was really fun. I did everything in pen and then I went over it with a little bit of some watercolor and whatnot, so it was really fun, really cool. So yeah, let's move on to the next day. So the next day is in this sketchbook. So I got this sketchbook from Mossery and my goodness, is it really pretty. So here is the little logo or whatever. So they did a collaboration with an artist that I can't remember their name, but my goodness, I love this artist so much, and I got this one of some really cute cats in roses, and I got my nickname on the front, Rosie Doodle. It's my nickname, so it's very nice. I love the color, and overall I love how this sketchbook is bound as well, having this kind of cover go over and then the wire coming out, so like things don't get tangled like wire bound sketchbooks can sometimes get, so it's really nice actually. So in here we have like a pocket, and then like here's all of my information. I don't know if you want to see that or not. It's also got all kinds of different things that you can write in here, but I'm obviously not going to do that because it's a sketchbook, it's not my journal, so. Then we have just a plain page and we're on to day two. So day two was light, and I did this wonderful fox or whatever that has jewelry with candles all around it. I really like this piece. It made me realize that pencil is actually really fun, and I actually am moving a little bit more towards pencil because I'm able to get in a lot of contrast and values and put in a lot of detail, and it just gives me so much control, so that's why I like pencil a lot, and it's just so much fun. So you'll be seeing some more pencil pieces from me in the future if you follow me on any of my other social media. So here we have day three, and it was dark. So this piece is really dark and I absolutely love it because it's something that I wouldn't have ever considered to do. It was really nerve-wracking to do this piece because people would think that, oh my gosh, Mariah, you're doing something satanic, but I was like, I don't care, like, I'm doing what I want, kind of thing. So it's all done in brush pen, and I was just super messy with it, went through and just raked my pen through everything and made it really black and dark, and, you know, it's supposed to be like this evil goat or whatever, and I just like it. It's super cool. Alrighty, so here is day 4, and the prompt was skeleton. I had no idea what to do on this day. There's a lot of days that I didn't really know what to do, so I just kind of like threw out something or whatever, and this is definitely one of them. So I did this wolf, and it's just smoking or whatever because I couldn't figure out how to do the stinking legs, and I had it be like see-through, and it's actually really cool. It's a technique I've not used before, so I'm very proud of myself for looking like it's see-through. So I think it was a really major accomplishment for me, even if it's not like the most detailed piece ever. Then we have day 5, something a little bit more lighthearted, and the prompt was raven. So no idea what I wanted to do, and I just made a little raven in a coat with some watercolors and also a pen. Day 6 was potion, and to me this was pretty straightforward. I didn't have any other inspirational like ideas to make this prompt anything too special, so I just went with a potion bottle that has like a little charm on it and like some really cool ancient lettering or something, and I did it in pencil again, and it was really fun. Day 7 is forest spirits. I don't actually have the artwork with me because I sold it, so yeah, I don't have it, it's not here. Day 8 is jack-o'-lantern, and this is another piece that I intentionally made creepy because it was Halloween in October, and I wanted to do something darker because I'm so sick of filtering myself to just do pretty like fantasy stuff. I'm like, I really want to do something darker. I like darker stuff anymore. I think it's really cool, so I decided to do this like jack-o'-lantern creature with really creepy hands cutting his face out or whatever, so really creepy. Here's day 9. I sold this piece as well, so I don't have it with me obviously. It's of a dragon that has candles on its head that is melting down. It's really cool. I love this piece so much. It's probably like one of my favorite pieces out of Inktober because I discovered that pen along with pencil was something I never really, you know, experimented with and stuff, so it was really fun to do that. So day 10 was tarot card, and I had a blast doing this one. I did this really big monster like eating the moon because one of the tarot cards is a moon. I don't have any tarot cards, but I think tarot cards are really cool, and I love how creative people can get with them. So I had fun doing this creature or whatever. I was like inspired by this game that I played on Nitrome like a million years ago on the computer. It was of this like creature that you would like go through the sand and like you'd eat people or whatever, and I just thought back to that and just played off of that and had fun creating my own sort of giant creature on this day. We're backtracking because none of these are in order. Some of them are in order, other ones aren't. So this is day 11, and it is black cat. So very self-explanatory. It's just a cat sitting in some grass with some jewelry. I don't know what my fad is, but I have for years put jewelry on animals. I don't know why. I just think it's really pretty for some reason. So I did this all in ink, and it's actually the only piece I did in actual like ink out of the bottle. So I find that kind of funny. My entire goal during like this Inktober was to experiment, and I didn't care about mediums at all, so don't flip out if you're like, Mariah, what the heck? Why didn't you use ink the entire month? Well, it was because I didn't care. Here is day 12, and the prompt was Banshee. So I was a little confused on what to do with the prompt Banshee because there weren't really any good examples. So I decided to kind of make my own of a geisha, I have no idea how to pronounce it, with her basically just having really spooky eyes and like tattered clothes and stuff. So kind of cool or whatever. I realize I'm calling every single one of these pieces cool, so whatever. Day 13 was apparition. So I didn't want to do a traditional ghost for this day. I decided to do this weird little like you know, guy or whatever. I don't know what to really call him. He's like a dragon or whatever, or a serpent on a tree with a little crown. He was just kind of a blip. It was just something I did out of nowhere, no thought behind it, and I just went ahead and did it. And again, with pencil, because pencil's cool. Day 14 was graveyard, and I had no idea what to do on this day at all. I struggled a lot figuring out what to do with this prompt, but in the end I did this weird wolf that was cut into slices and then had graveyard on top and was colored with kawaii colors, like kawaii pastel colors. I have no idea why. A lot of other people really enjoy this piece for some reason. I'm like, it's kind of my least favorite piece I did out of Inktober, but I mean, it's still cool, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. Had a really difficult time on this one. Day 15 was Elemental, and this is one of my favorite pieces again. I really like this little guy. It was so much fun to create some sort of creature. So I didn't, again, have really an example of what an elemental was. I kind of had a vague idea. It was just kind of like a creature that had like a certain element like fire or water. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do fire of this crazy little guy. And I took inspiration from Full Metal Alchemist, honestly, of Gluttony with his big crazy mouth that he has. And I'm like, I want to do this on this guy. Like, he's gonna have a huge mouth and he's got like magma and like fire in him. It was just so much fun doing this one and creating something that's never really been done before. So yeah, this has got to be probably my favorite piece out of Inktober. Probably in my top 3. Might be my favorite, I don't know. But this is day 16 and the prompt was creature. So I knew I could make my own creature, but I got the idea to do a screenshot study from Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Because Nausicaa is my favorite Ghibli movie, or like one of my favorite movies ever. I like love the movie so much. So I was like, I know what I have to do. Like, I took a look at a screenshot of the movie. It was actually a GIF, and I decided to draw it and study it. And I wanted to replicate how things were shaded and colored instead of doing maybe like my style. So I did put my style on it, but I again did a study of it, and I studied the colors and how things were made and whatnot. And my goodness, I love how this turned out so much. I really want to do more screenshot studies of different movies and stuff because it really was helpful and just so much fun. Here is day 17 and the prompt was shapeshifter. So I don't even know how in the world this would classify as a shapeshifter. I don't know. I just made this bird guy basically with a weird background, and yeah, I don't really get it. Backtracking again because nothing's in order. Day 18 was Victorian. Again, I don't really classify this as Victorian. I didn't, again, know what to do. I didn't want to sit and like do something really, really complicated from the Victorian era. So I kind of did this Victorian-ish like wolf character who looks like really sleazy with like money in his hand or whatever. I had no idea what I was basically doing at all, and I did this in some different type of like pens that I had lying around, so I guess. Day 19, Spellbook, and I have to be really honest, this is my least favorite Inktober piece. I don't really like this piece at all. I rushed through the entire thing because I just really was not feeling this prompt at all. I didn't want to do it. And yeah, you can kind of tell that I kind of rushed through it. I didn't really take my time on it, and I didn't really care. So it's just of a spell book with like spider webs and leaves and stuff, so nothing too special, I guess. I mean, I don't hate any of my pieces that I've done during Inktober, but there are some pieces that just really don't like, I don't know, I just really don't like them. Day 20. This is one of my other favorite pieces I did. So day 20 was Curse, and my goodness, this piece was popular with everyone else. Not that that really matters, but everyone else really enjoyed it, and it was one of my favorite pieces out of Inktober as well. So I did this in pen, and it's of this very stylized deer. It's very skinny because maybe like the mushrooms are like feeding off of it. And it's got very spindly legs and stuff, so you can see it kind of has a little bit of some curses to it and stuff. So I just love this so much, and I definitely want to start experimenting with more stylized stuff like this because I think it's cool to do that, as well as, you know, striving for realism like I sometimes do. Day 21 was Underground. This is another piece that I'm not exactly a fan of. It was basically just a random throwaway idea because I didn't know what to do with this day as well. So I did this weird creature, and I did cell shading on everything, and this creature's underground, and he's got like a tree on his head so he can like go up and eat stuff, I guess. That was my initial idea about it, I guess. Day 22 was Autumn. So this is a really fun piece that I did, and I like how clean it looks basically because I did acrylic paint. But even if it looks kind of good and stuff, I struggled so much with doing this. Laying down the paint on this was terrible. This paper does not work with acrylic paint. It's mixed media paper, and it was terrible for this medium. But I got through it and I got it done and stuff. It looks pretty cool. I really like it actually. Day 23 was Incantation. So maybe if this isn't like blown out, I can show you. So this is another piece that was really cool, but I don't really understand what it's supposed to be, kind of thing. It's just of this like warrior with a skull and whatnot. So like there's incantations that I randomly made up around it, like this wizard warrior guy's like creating spells or something, and like this skull materializes and stuff like that. I guess that was my initial story behind it, kind of thing. So I don't really create stories behind my work. I really should do more of that because it's actually really fun. Again, we're not in order. Gotta skip. 24 was Broomstick, and I did this really cute little mouse in the grass with a broomstick. I like imagine him as just this really cute little like mouse that enjoys cleaning and likes to have tea because he looks so proper and just cute. And I imagine that he like lives in England and stuff and has this cute British accent. Like, I just think it's super cute. He's really adorable. Day 24 was Talking Board. So this was kind of like my own interpretation of the Ouija board. So I just did it like really simply with having like hello, goodbye, yes, and no, but then like the actual board like talks to you. That was kind of my initial idea. And again, I did this in acrylic paint and it freaking sucked because this paper does not take paint that well, and oh my goodness, it was just sucky to try and get through doing this. Here's another piece that I did in pencil, and it is day 26, Crystal. So I did a skull with crystals in its head. I studied a skull and stuff, so it was actually really fun doing a study of something different like this because I've always thought that skulls were kind of evil, and now I really don't care, and I think skulls are pretty cool. So I decided to study one, and I also put some crystals in it because you need the crystal elements, right? Day 27 was Eyeball. And this again is one of my lesser favorite pieces or whatever. I had no idea what I was doing, didn't know what to do, and I just had a concept of having an eyeball that was kind of like alive in like this clawed staff and whatnot. So I did it also in pen and like colored pencils and watercolor, and it was just a huge mess trying to figure out how to make this piece look half decent as well. So I don't know, not exactly my favorite piece ever. Day 28 was Moonlight, and I don't know why I did a tiger head and just a moon above it. It was just something I just randomly did because I think I was kind of running out of a little bit of ideas. So basically, it's just a Copic marker piece and like pen piece or whatever of a tiger head. And I did study like a tiger and a moon as well. So it was a nice little study piece. Day 29 was Underwater. And instead of doing something underwater, I did something that would live in the water, I guess. So I did this really weird mermaid creature, and it's actually pretty cool and whatnot. So it's basically just got like a mermaid tail. It's got these weird like bug-like arms with like, you know, webbing, and it's got its gills on its sides and a weird bug mouth. So it's like a combination between like a mermaid and a weird bug. So I thought it was pretty cool, and I also did it in pen, which I had quite a bit of fun with. Day 30 was Claws, and I do not like this piece. It's probably my least favorite piece next to the spellbook one. I was so uninspired for this and didn't care to put any like detail in it, so it's just like super duper simple. The arm looks really weird, and I don't know, I don't like what medium I used. I'm not a fan of this piece really at all, if I'm being totally honest, but what can you do? Sometimes you just don't have any ideas and pieces might not work out. Last but not least, we have day 31, and it was Witch Sona. So it's basically just drawing yourself as a witch, and I drew myself with super duper fluffy hair and then just in a pink and purple witch hat and like robes. So yeah, but that's basically it, and I still have a little bit of some paper left in this book and whatnot. So that's that. Alrighty, so that's all of my Inktober sketchbook and art pieces and whatnot. So I hope you guys really enjoyed my little tour. I know it was late, but at least I got it out, you know, at all. Better late than never. So again, if you want to take all of these pieces home with you and you want to have it on your shelf forever, you don't want to forget about any of these pieces, and you also want to have all the poems and everything else that I created with Inktober, make sure to go and visit the link down in my bio to my Etsy shop to pick up my Inktober zine. You can go ahead and get it shipped to you. I don't know if it'll arrive before Christmas. No idea, because I am a confused girl when it comes to shipping. Anyways, thanks again for watching. If you want to see other videos, make sure to click on that subscribe button. Make sure to give this a like to help out my channel, and go ahead and check out any of my other sketchbook tours in the playlist I have created and whatnot. So, see you guys later. Bye-bye.